welcome to the Takeover brought to you by Tycoon TV. I'm your host, Danni Coleman, and I'm joined by my guys, Keelan Knight and Duane Spearman. Today, we'll have a special guest, co-founder and CEO, Jarrell Juice Robinson, joining us a little later to discuss Deion Sanders' decision to leave JSU behind, the best wide receivers in the NFL, and NBA's decision to award a regular season award to the team with the best regular season. What's up, guys? Let's jump right in.
Let's get it started. What's going on, y'all?
What's up, brother? How you doing? D was good. Duane. Hey, let's have another great episode, brother. I'm excited for this one, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to kick off the show today with some awards. Caleb Williams actually was selected as the Heisman winner this past weekend. He had a stellar year, but even he joked that he's the only finalist to not make it in the college football playoffs this year. Do you think he really deserved it? Or do you think it should have went to someone else? Keelan, you look like you have something to say. So tell me what you think.
Danny, it's crazy because I've been voicing my opinion for C.J. Stroud the whole entire season, and I thought he was going to pull it out. But I got to give kudos when they're due. Shout out to Caleb Williams. He had over 4,000 yards, in the air. He also had 37 touchdowns in the air as well as 10 more on the ground. So I couldn't be mad at that. But I got C.J. Stroud got robbed, man. You talking about a guy that only had one loss. He had just as many passing touchdowns. He was the only quarterback in the country with 6 or more games with 4 touchdowns or more. That's a big stat in my opinion. Only threw 6 interceptions, and as well in the one game he did lose, he threw for 350 yards. Now, I know he did throw 2 picks in that game, but those interceptions came when he was trying to force things. One pick came when he was getting sacked, and he tried to throw the ball. That's unlike, C.J. Stroud. So, he was working against time, but I feel like he was robbed of that. But at the end of the day, I got to get a flowers with that dude, and shout out to Caleb Williams. Duane, you got it. You got it.
Thank you for giving me the floor, man, because we cannot spew this blasphemy of C.J. Stroud, who lost the biggest game of the season. Caleb definitely deserved his Heisman, and you named some reasons why. Like you said, 47 total touchdowns, which was more than any Heisman quarterback candidate there. Also, 4,000 yards, more than any quarterback there, and only 4 interceptions, which was tied for first in college football. So, as you bring up statistically, he's clear-cut throughout everything. Now, let's go to the team aspect. C.J. Stroud, your quarterback, he lost the biggest game of his whole career. We got to negate that. He didn't even have an opportunity to play for the championship. And also, like you said, he had a very underwhelming performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. At least my guy Caleb in the conference championship game had 3 touchdowns, 1 interceptions, and 350 yards. It wasn't his fault. If the defense could play an inch of defense, we wouldn't be having this discussion at all, K-Boogie. You wouldn't be vouching for Stroud. And also, Stroud had the blessing of playing with the number 1 receiver in the country, Marvin Harrison Jr. 70 catches on the year, 1,000-something yards, and 12 touchdowns. Like, we can't just negate that. That's a security blanket right there. My boy Caleb Williams played 3 games without the Blitnikoff winner last year and still held it down no matter who was out there for receiver. So, Caleb Williams, deservedly so, the Heisman Trophy winner for this year.
Danny, before I let you, move on to the next topic, I got to talk about what he just said. Speaking of receiver, my guy Stroud was missing his best receiver by far the whole entire season. And the one game he did lose, we all know Ohio State defense did not come to perform in that game. So you can't put it on my guy. And the reason why your guy has better numbers technically, my guy, they were beating teams so bad in the fourth quarter, he was barely playing. So that's the only reason to that. So, Danny, you got it. You go to the next one.
Good one, guys. Congratulations to Caleb Williams for winning, and shouts out to everyone else who almost won. How's that? We're going to take a break, but when we get back, we're going to come back, and we're going to have a very special guest join us, and we're going to talk more sports. So stay tuned. Come right back.
This is the tale of two photographers. One chose 1 hour at the studio, and the other chose 2. With 1 hour studio time, even if your model is only 1 minute late, it can feel like the end of the world. Meanwhile, with 2 hours at the studio, you have time to set up your lights, prep, and even clean your camera, all while your model is getting ready. With only 1 hour, your model has to rush to do their hair, makeup, all while you count the clock. In 2 hours, your model can really take their time to get set up. Maybe even take some time to build a chemistry with your model before all of the work really starts. With 2, you can take time and get your shots off, make the right adjustments, even change the backdrop and go through a few different looks. With 1 hour studio time, with only a few minutes into your groove, you get that 5-minute warning. And that's why 2 is better than 1.
Welcome back to the Takeover by Tycoon Sports. Guess what, guys? We have a very special guest in-house tonight, CEO and co-founder Jarrell Juice Robinson. What's
up, everybody? You know what I mean? Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Yo, Juice. These past few weeks, these guys have been going at it really, really hard, and sometimes things have even gotten heated. You think you can keep up?
For sure. I'm proud of them. You know what I mean? They've been doing miraculous. I'm really a big fan of the show. I'm really happy for what they are accomplishing and setting out to do. All 3 of you guys. And you know what I mean? I want y'all to keep going. Best believe, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna get these takes. I'm here.
All right. Well, in that case, we're going to start with a big topic. And that's very near and dear to your heart. I know when you started the show, you really wanted to highlight HBCU sports. So let's jump right in and talk about it. With that being said, it's been announced that Deion Sanders has decided to leave JSU and go over to Colorado University. Now, we've seen a ton of backlash over the past week since the announcement with the new change. Some have deemed it a little unfair, and others have been putting fire to his feet. But I want to hear your opinion about this. How do you feel?
All right, so the first things I have to do is say, I don't want to go on long, but we love Deion. We understand that taking your team and taking your family and elevating them to another, obviously, plateau that you don't see a lot of black people in that space, that's major. But in the same sense, you always have to reprimand the people that you love, and you have to give them that kind of that tough love and that tough talk, especially like when you feel slighted. You know what I mean? When you feel hurt and you feel left out in the cold, because that's exactly how we feel. I've been talking to a lot of HBCU. Also, I'm an HBCU graduate of Delaware State, but a lot of other HBCU graduates and some from the last generation as well, and a couple of generations before that. And they're not happy in this. Like, obviously, the backlash they feel like is warranted. The deal was for you to come in and actually help save the HBCU whole legacy, kind of like, bro, like we come from Steve McNair, Alcorn State, Michael Strahan's, Texas Southern, Shannon Sharp, Atlanta State. Like, it's so many that we come from, and it's just like a cutoff, probably like that we've been trying to fight for the past 20 years. And bro, like, honestly, I've been seeing a lot of people saying like, oh, just let it go. But like, he's elevating, be happy for him. But it's like, I'm seeing a lot of people that didn't go to HBCUs or graduate from HBCUs. So it's kind of like I want y'all to sit back and like take a seat on this one, because it's not like direct to you guys. Like, y'all just stay in those dorm rooms, man. Like, y'all don't understand the hurt of not going to your homecoming game because we're in the parking lot partying it up, because we know respectfully that we don't have anything to look forward to in that game, in that program. Like, we just understand it like a little bit differently on a different level. So we just want everybody else to understand that nobody's above reprimanding, like nobody's above ridicule, like of their actions or something that they've done. But this one hurts a little bit. So, you know what I mean? I'd love to see what y'all got to say about it, but I know I don't want to go into.
Duane, what's your thoughts on this?
My guy, Juice makes some very valid points, but I also got a little pushback on his opinion. You know what I mean? Like you said, we didn't come from HBCUs, well, me specifically, but I can still have an opinion on this. And I do feel like Deion is not above criticism, not at all. But I do feel like, as a people, we shouldn't put all our focus on one person. Like, we should do it as a community, you know what I mean? Like, he just named a few NFL players, really good NFL players that had lengthy careers and long contracts, and we didn't see them do anything compared to what Deion Sanders did at Jackson State, So, like I said, to me, I would say, like, y'all shouldn't feel a type of way, but at the end of the day, we want to be solution-based. We can't just keep pointing fingers at people who don't want to be there for the cause no more. He obviously made his decision, and that's why I feel he should be, commended for what he did and let go, because we're going to move forward at the end of the day. Like, Prime Time is going to do his own thing, and I think it's important for all of us to do our own part. Still support these HBCUs, still watch the games, because that matters the most. Our own visual support. So that's what I got for you so far, bro.
I'll let Keelan go. I'm good on your ass.
Now that I have the floor, there was great points made by both Duane and my guy G. But the way I look at it, I can go on and on about this topic. I've had heated conversations with friends that went to HBCUs, and I've been back and forth on this topic. But I'm going to go and get straight to the chicken. We look at Jackson State, and we talk about what Deion didn't do, but let's talk about what he did do. When he found this program now, they only won a total of 9 games in the last 2 years prior to him being. He comes to Jackson State, and in 2 years he gives them 2 straight 11-win seasons, back-to-back SWAC championship games. And throughout those 2 years, Deion has did the extreme for HBCU. Like, we see it on social media each and every day, bringing entertainers and you name it. Everybody has been on that campus. Deion has been there. He shed light. Now I get it. A lot of people are confused and kind of throwing questions at Deion. Why leave when you had so much more you could have did? But my thing to that is, why put all this pressure just on Deion when, like Duane said, it's a lot of people that have yet to put forth the effort to help build the HBCU, the whole thing. Like, you look at it, like for example, we have entertainers, we have athletes, we have so many successful Black African American people that have yet to give anything to the HBCU, but we hold Deion to this level. Now I get it. He came in, he made it seem like he was the one that was gonna come in and do X, Y, and Z. But he did that. And then before he even stepped foot on the sideline, he came out and said that all these players that are going into the combine, why are none of them coming from HBCU? Nobody else did what Deion did. Deion on his own said, you know what, I'm gonna create an HBCU combine, and he's giving HBCU players a platform. Now if they get to this platform and don't produce and don't perform, that's up to the player. But Deion is giving them the platform. So we as a people, like we as African American people, we have to quit throwing that stone at Deion and just say, hey, Deion gave us the whole blueprint. Let's come together and do this as a whole and try to see if we can upgrade this HBCU. And I feel like we can do it. We have the people to do it, but I feel like we gotta let Deion move on, because Deion is on the coaching journey. I feel like we just have to come together, and I feel like HBCU can most definitely be head of the at the top eventually. So we'll see.
Now, how if we got people coming in and out and then y'all just getting in the past, like, oh, it's cool, you can come in and just say you're gonna do something and then not do it? Because first of all, I understand what you're saying. He won 2 SWAC championships. He got 1 person to the league, James Houston, and he got 1 player flip, Travis Hunter. Bro, that is not enough for an entire movement. We need literally way more. Honestly, and it's not putting like that's nothing. I don't even want to act like that's nothing because I'm not saying that. The main point of it is, that's not enough of a foundation that's been built in order for us to move forward in the HBCU grind. That's not enough of a plateau left. Like, it's a difference between a moment and a movement, bro. Like, this is a whole movement that we've been trying to be on, bro. Trying to get 5 stars to the HBCUs. Literally, this happened in Howard, bro. Like, and the point of it, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. It would have had to be Dion because the cachet of Dion, bro, you've been telling us your whole life that it's only one prime time. So now all of a sudden we gotta find somebody else. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense, y'all.
Let me stop you right there, brother. Okay, first of all, we go back to last year. Dion had 5 guys on that one team. 5 guys on that team get a shot at the NFL. Like I say, at the end of the day, it's all about presenting these guys an opportunity. Now, what those players do with the opportunity is on them. He gave 5 players a shot, so you can't say Dion didn't do that. And second of all,
if you're 1 for 6 on it.
Second of all, Mississippi Valley, who Dion has no obligation to do anything for, they've had players come through their level. Matter of fact, the best receiver that has arguably played the game of football, Jerry Rice, went to this university. But you got Dion going back to this university, trying to find ways to upgrade this university. And on top of that, when he needs to go to Colorado, he gives that head coach opportunity to come coach at a higher level. So we can't quit throwing stones. We got to quit throwing stones at Dion like he's not trying to help our people, because at the end of the day, what I'm getting from everybody is that Dion's not helping our people when he's most definitely doing it. And I go back to the combine thing. He's giving them players a whole entire combine. He's inviting 32 of the NFL teams to come out and see what do the HBCU present to the NFL. If a player from the HBCU comes to that combine and does not perform, you cannot put that on nobody but that player. He's given an opportunity to win. Nobody has done anything like that. We've all been knowing that, hey, these HBCU players have been not given the same opportunity like these PWI. But Dion, out of all people, Dion, before he even got to Jackson State, said, you know what? I'm going to give them a whole combine. I'm going to pay for everything to make sure these guys get a spotlight, and he's done that. Now, like Juice, I get it. He might have left a little too early. I was on this very exact show a couple of episodes ago and said that I think Dion is going to stay maybe 2 to 3 more years. Now, I understand that, but at the end of the day, let's give him his flowers and just talk about all the things that he did do positively for HBCU. We didn't see HBCU do half of the stuff that Dion did before he got there, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
All right. Look, guys.
Hey, man, I can go all day, man.
I know you can. And the thing is, I don't agree with either of you. If you guys remember, I was hoping that he would stay as well. I am a little disappointed that he left because I feel like he left a little too soon. And now it's a question of who's coming to take over that can do what he did for JSU. But I understand everyone has to move on as well. So, speaking of moving on, I know Juice is a big wide receiver guy when it comes to the NFL. You at home don't know this, but all of us, even everyone behind the scenes, have been going back and forth for this about weeks and weeks and weeks about our top 5 receivers. With 5 weeks left in the regular season, the races have started to open up. So guys, I want you to tell me who your definitive number 1 receiver in the league is. Juice, you can start.
Going with my boy. That boy Stephon Diggs, baby. See, dropping his head already. Look, man, Stephon's killing it. Keep having a great year. 2,000 yards, 2,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. That's where they're gonna have a little tough time getting over that. So, I mean, like, we really holding it down in that number 1 slot. I do see that they have a good competition out there, but they're not touching the scores. They're not touching my boy. My boy getting it done. Stephon.
Listen, man. Danny said the number one receiver. So when you bring in number one, that's undisputed. That's definitive, like she said. That's numero uno. No questions asked. And it's only one guy this year. It's Tyreek Hill. It's the guy who's still on pace for 2,000 yards. It's the guy who literally changed.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said it's 3,000. He has 1,200. I'm sorry. It's 1,200. It's 1,200 yards. I'm sorry, Stefan. Okay.
It's a guy who's literally changed a quarterback's career where we thought this guy can't even make it in the NFL to now he's going to be a Pro Bowler. It's a guy who literally on any given down, any route that's ran can be thrown for a home run threat. It's the fastest man in the world. It's Tyreek Hill. It's Cheetah. And it's not Stephon Diggs at all. Even though he plays with a great quarterback, you know what I mean? Playing with Josh Allen must be pretty easy. But Diggs does get his game off. I will say that. But he's nowhere near Tyreek. These teams are game planning and making sure there's at least two people to help each time he's on the field. Cheetah, the best in the world.
Keelan, what is your pick?
Oh, two names on the air. I'm saying it, but he got plenty of me. But he's been telling me, he said Stephon Diggs. It's cute. I get it. But the guy I'm going, Justin Jefferson, man. And let's break it down. Okay, Justin Jefferson has been in the NFL, people, for 3 years. And since being in the NFL, he's won 1,400 as a rookie, 1,600 as a sophomore, and right now in his third year, he's on pace to go for between 14 to 1,500 and have around, I say, 10 touchdowns. Justin Jefferson is the best receiver in the NFL right now. You talking about out of one of the three receivers in NFL history in his first 3 years to have over 4,000 yards, and those other two receivers that joined him in that club him to be Odell Beckham, Randy Moss. Randy Moss, a guy that we consider as the quote-unquote the GOAT at the receiver position, he broke all of their records just in 3 years, man. You talk about a guy that you can put him inside, you can put him outside, he can run short route, he can run intermediate route. He can take the top off the defense. And guess what? When he get in the end zone, he got the best dance going in the NFL right now. I like Justin Jefferson. It ain't no question asked about it, man. He is the hardest receiver in the NFL. His ceiling is very high. So that's what I'm rocking with. For sure, man. I don't
know if he doesn't get in the end zone as much as my guy. Neither of you guys. Actually, your guy has 5 touchdowns. Your guys has 6 touchdowns. So I don't know how you're close to 10. Like, you're rounding up really high. Like, I'm just letting you know. You're rounding up 6. And he did score this week. Just letting you know that.
Listen to this. Okay, my guy might not have scored this week, but my guy had 8 receptions for 127 yards. And on top of that, your guy, everything your guy can do, my guy can do so much better. You talking about speed, my guy has that over your guy. Releases, my guy has that over your guy. Can take the top off the defense, my guy can do that. Anything your guy can do, he can do it. And we can talk about Tyreek Hill as well. You know, Tyreek Hill might be the fastest receiver in the NFL. I give him that. But guess what? When you just find a way to, if you can get the right matchup to contain that speed, you got him. But Justin Jefferson, like I said, he can run short route, medium route, long route. It don't matter. You can put him inside, outside, versatile receiver in the game. Y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all got to stop it.
All right. Guys.
So Stephon has better hands, and you said Justin scores. You said Justin Jefferson is a better route runner.
Yes.
All that, and doesn't have more touchdowns.
My guy has the best thing out of everything. He has a ring.
Oh. Before we move on,
He's done it at the highest level.
Before we move on, my guy, only in 3 years in the NFL, he has over 80 catches per year. And I know people that say, well, he's getting all these targets. He should have these many yards. But don't you know it's harder to go out there and get these yards and do the things that he's doing when people know we got to watch 18, but he's still going out there and doing it, man? Stop it. Stop it.
He's doing a great job of grading during the season and then grading at home when it's playoff time. You know what I mean? I love it. It's a regular season dance though. You know, I mean, Jamar had to take it over for the postseason. You know, we should be giving Jamar his flowers because he's doing it when it really counts.
That's a great point.
All right. Guys, I know you had a lot of fun talking about that, but we have got to take a break to pay some bills over here at Tycoon TV. And when we come back, know Juice has been waiting on this one. We are moving over to the NBA, and we're going to talk some talk. So stay tuned and come right back.
The life that athletes encompass today is no joke. A 24/7 job that requires constant commitment, daily focus, and of course, a foundational team who back them on their journey toward success. And that's where we come in. The goal of Tycoon Sports Media Group is to help grow and elevate the sports industry, one athlete at a time via various media techniques. Tycoon Sports is a full-service media agency that was designed to provide services to athletes, trainers, athletic programs, parents, and more, looking to build the image and brand of each athlete and expand the marketability to better attract different companies and audiences. TSM wants to focus solely on unlocking the creative capacity of its athletes while elevating the brand we are helping them build.
Welcome back to the Takeover. Now, we are here with Keelan, Duane, and of course, our special guest, Juice. So when it comes to sports, basketball is Juice's specialty. So I'm going to put you to the spot right now. I need you to tell me, who are your top 3 point guards in the league right now? Juice, give me your number 3.
All right. Number 3 off the top, I gotta go with the home team. Well, not even my home team, but where we live at Atlanta, of course. I'm going Trae Young. Trae Young, man, sharpshooter. He's having a little bit of a wake up year, kind of bringing in DeJounte Murray and kind of butting heads a little bit with Nick McMillan, trying to get the coaching staff and everything on one page. But he's still averaging 27, so I got my eye on Trae.
All right, Keelan, give me your number 3.
Of course he goes Trae Young, but America, I'm gonna give y'all somebody that I know y'all not expecting. That's Jalen Brunson. Everybody talked about him getting his big bag in the offseason. You know, he was number 2 behind Luka when he was in Dallas. Now he's career high with 20 points per game, as well as a career high at 6.4 assists per game. He's showing why, hey, if you give him the opportunity to lead a team, he can put up good numbers and put them in chances to win games. So I'm gonna go with Jalen Brunson as my number 3 point guard.
In the league.
Bro, Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
He's doing it.
He's an East Coast dude. How you East Coast guy, you choose a Southern dude? But my third best guard in the league right now is Cleveland Cavaliers guard, Darius Garland. Currently averaging 22 points, which is a little bit below from his last year where he averaged 24 and 25. But he's heading out 86, Donovan Mitchell as his backcourt mate now. He hasn't had to carry the scoring point like that anymore. So he's been able to be more of a traditional point guard, get people in their spots, set people up, still attack them, still gets 20. But I've been really surprised with Darius Garland this year as he's been able to take a step back and lead the Cavs to a 16-10 record so far.
Okay. I smoked y'all that round, just letting y'all know. Trae Young is definitely doing both degrees. My next one, I'm going my boy Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's my boy right there. Averaging 30 with 6 assists, 5.9 that I'm rounding up because I know my boy. He's getting active. He's really a one-man band out there in Oklahoma City. But you get him a little bit of help. Anybody get him a little bit of help. It's a wrap.
I'm not mad at him. He is most definitely showing that, hey, he's something to be reckoned with in the NBA this year. But I got to go with Kyrie Irving as my number 2 point guard. I mean, what else you expect? You're talking about one of the most craftiest point guards in the NBA. He can create his own shot. He can get to the goal. Some of the best handles we've seen in NBA history. And speaking of NBA history, the way he finishes at the rim, one of the most craftiest finishers we've ever seen. Right now, he's averaging 25 points per game. If they can just keep Kyrie on the court, keep him on the court, y'all might can do something. So I got to go with Kyrie at number 2 for sure.
So
right.
Who barely plays, Kyrie Irving. that stay on the court. Like that's like the most basic thing for everyone. They want to stay on the court. But you also bring up a guy who plays for the most relevant franchise in the league, like the OKC Thunder. No TV games barely. You don't even hear about these guys. I don't know how you watch them. You know, you must have different cable than everyone else. You don't get OKC channels out here. But my second guy is Tyrese Halliburton, 6'5" guard from Indiana Pacers, having career highs in points and assists. 19 and a half points this year is his first career high. He's in his third year, so he's really breaking out. And the 11 assists are actually a leading 11 assists. So right now, he's the assist champion. 25 games, 27 games through, you know. So I've been really impressed with this guy. He's been able to work with the likes of Buddy Hield, Miles Turner, you know, not like the super talented roster, and he's got better than that. So I would like to see, you know, their patience and Tyrese Halliburton, how they develop and keep going. But so far, I've been impressed this year.
And you brought up a Pacer, one of the bottom teams in the league. You're up. All right,
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller. That's your excuse.
Plays for OKC.
I don't know, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who's averaging 30 to your guys' 6.
Oh,
They like, cool. My 30 though. Like I'm just saying, that's winning games as well though.
All those guys were there during the Obama administration. All right.
Cool. All right. Anyway, we'll come back to the twos. But my number one, that boy, him, Ja Morant. Stop playing with him. Ja Morant, he's flying everywhere. He takes off from the free throw line. He dunk shot, crossover, in and out. He carried the ball a little bit, but it's okay because that's what the league does now. The refs are a little blind to it. I'm not going to be upset with it. But when he get in the air and he gets in the paint, you better watch out for your head. Because he's on you.
I mean, I'm not mad at that. Ja, you know what I'm saying? Ja is a phenomenon. You know, he's like that on the court. But my number one right now, Luka. Man, let's talk about numbers now. Luka right now is averaging 32.9 points per game. So I'm gonna go ahead and round it up to 33. As well, he's averaging 8 rebounds. He's averaging 8 assists. Luka right now is almost averaging a triple double. I mean, what else do you want? And on top of that, he heard all the noise in the offseason. Luka needs to get some more shade. Luka needs to do this. Luka needs to do that. Luka to trim down. So guess what? When the fourth quarter comes, when you need him, Luka can't hit that extra gear because he's physically in shape now. Y'all see the way he punched on my guy from the Milwaukee Drew Holiday? Gave it to him. So right now, Luka right now is lightning at the point guard position. He's the best point guard in the NBA right now, and the numbers speak for themselves. So shout out to you, Luka. Keep balling, my guy. Keep balling. Yes, sir.
You guys, you know, I would say worthy opponents, but we all know who the best is, and that's still the 34-year-old Stephen Curry. After coming off of the NBA Finals, where he finally won the NBA Finals MVP, he's coming back, nothing to prove. And this year, he's averaging 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. And you know he's one of the best shooters in the world, the most efficient to do. Steph's still on top of his game. And he actually beat those guys last year just to show them I'm still the best in the game. So y'all got to go through Curry first. My God. Stay on the court, bro. Just like you said, you got availability is the best ability.
You got to yank my knee.
Oh, man. Listen, man. Curry's the best in the world. We all know that. We don't want to admit it because we want Father Time to catch him, but he's still the most efficient, still the best. And until you guys come and win championships like he has, y'all are second.
And so what does that this year, now that all we're out of the way, like, what does that do with this year when you guys are losing? It's a young man's league. You bring an old geezer back. I'm confused. Like,
there's a reason why they're losing, and he's not it. You know,
none of the teams in the playoff race have older superstars.
I don't think K. Willie Dallas is even above 500 right now.
You doing all that shit?
That guy is averaging My guy is averaging way more than your guy. My guy is rebounding at a higher rate than your guy rebound. My guy is passing the ball at a better efficient rate than your guy is passing the ball right now. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
How many assists? I just want to know.
8.
What are you saying? Like, Josh at 8 too.
But it's Josh scoring the rock now, Luka.
And 28 points. He doesn't have the ball hog as much. So,
hold on. It's a difference between ball hogging. It's a difference between ball hogging and knowing that you're the number one option on your team. So guess what? Since I'm the number one guy on my team, I'm going to put the team on my back. Like people say you should do as a superstar player. So guess what? I'm going to put the team on my back and we're going to go get these dubs. Sometimes we may lose because, hey, he don't want to get on the court. But for the most part, you know, when 77 is playing, you know, you better not miss a game because, hey, 77 can explode at any moment, and you know that.
There you have it, guys. I have to put my list together. I would put Curry at the 3 spot, Luka at number 2, and Ja Morant at number 1, of course. Well, there you have it, folks. What do you think of our list? Let us know. But in other news, the NBA has announced that they will award a regular season award to the team that finishes with the best record in the regular season. There's been a lot of debate about this and what it means. So let me know. Do you think this is a great decision? Do you think this is silly? Keelan, talk to me.
Danny, I'm so glad that you gave me the floor first for this crazy decision that the NBA came out with. First of all, now, I thought that when we talk about all these awards and stuff like that, you know, it's things that matter. Like, we care about who wins, you know. I understand that the regular season is a season of its own, and people want, you know, recognition for what they did here, and, you know, all that. But at the end of the day, we in the sports area, we talk about who won and who didn't. So all that stuff you did in the regular season does not matter. If you did not win the championship, all of that does not matter. I feel like now the world is becoming soft. We want to give people awards for it's okay to be second place. It's okay to you had a great regular season, so kudos to that. No, because at the end of the day, you don't sweat. You don't sweat hard in the offseason to just be content with I had the best season I had the best overall record in the regular season. No, you want that David O'Brien trophy. You want to be an NBA champion. So I think this is an award is to give people that's content with being second place or being content with you having a great regular season, something to be proud about going to the offseason. Man, it is crazy about the NBA, man. Y'all got it.
What are your thoughts on this?
Well, talk about Keelan being a negative man over here. I'm going to dispute that. I think this is an excellent award to give because it highlights how strenuous the NBA regular season really is. It brings light to just, those 82 games in its own self. It's not taken away from the winner of the NBA Finals or anything. It's just existing for that moment. You know what I mean? So what's wrong with that? Like those 82 games, to get to the championship, you got to be great throughout those 82 games. And that should be commended. At the end of the day, it's not bringing anything towards it negatively or anything like that. It's not a participation award because you actually won something. You won the regular season. At that moment, when the regular season ends and there's no playoffs for a couple of days, you can tip your cap to that and start getting ready for more. It's not like you're just satisfied with that. You know what I mean? So I agree with that deal because this is pretty cool. At the end of the day, it's another award.
Juice, before you go, brother, before I do, so you telling me the way team that goes 41-40, so they happen to get to the playoffs. They were so far overseas, they somehow win the NBA championship versus a team that might have won 60 games, 70 games, but they get put out the first round. What is that to be happy about? Oh, we had the best record in the NBA season, but you had the best record but got put out in the first round. What sense does that make? What sense does that make?
Well, in your sense, you're basically saying that due to a certain 1 or 2 months, that anything could possibly happen, but it just so went that 41 and 41 teams way that that to me more than a team that actually played the regular season, played 3 or 4 teams every single time throughout, and actually beat them. And it didn't go their way. Maybe their injury history. Maybe, you know what I mean? But you can still commend it. That's all I'm saying. It's its own separate season. The regular season and playoffs are 2 totally different. And the health of the regular season person might not be the health of a player in the playoffs. And that's a big thing. We should shed light on that.
Tyson, you. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull your light vest away. This makes no sense at all. Like, can't front. We're not handing out participation trophies over here. Like, it makes no difference. I mean, whether you make it through the regular season, bro, you get paid to get to the regular season. The playoffs is extra. It's up to you. Like, come on, man. Like, we really regular season, 82 games, bro. That's like, bro, they've been doing it for 20, 30 years. What would KG say to this?
It don't matter what KG says. We ain't playing. We don't care about what we're not playing. We moving forward.
It goes into like one of those soft ones. If you win this as a team and you go around showing this off, we're looking at you in real funny.
I would look at the team funny too. Don't go showing it off. Just be happy that you got it.
If we see you in the club with this trophy,
don't go showing it off.
We see with this trophy, bro, it's over, bro. Bro, we got cutting. You're cutting all your banners down and everything. We see you in the Lakers. Keelan, call your man. If we see him in the club with a regular season trophy, it's over.
Had to throw a Lakers shot at that. He just had to throw that. Yes, I'm a Laker guy. So that's the whole way today. You got it, D. You got it.
Well, my opinion is this. I think it's giving participation trophy. I feel like a few of you said, what would be the actual point? Keelan, I actually agree with you on that one. I guess my thing is like, okay, they had a really good season, but that's what we expect. Like, we're watching to get to the big game to see who is the best. So, like, for me, getting a participation trophy for having a really great season, it's like, well, great. Yeah, good. Show us that in the playoffs that you are really indeed a really great team. So, yeah, it's given participation trophy. That's my opinion on it. Nothing wrong with it. I guess, is it a trophy? Is it like a bonus? Like, what is the actual thing they get other than bragging rights to say, hey, we had a great season? I don't know. I guess we'll see how it all turns out within maybe, whenever they implement it. But
before you rap.
How you caught
the last thing to say to Keelan. I know I always was, the one that said I was gonna stay and never leave the hood. We go.
Well, that's it for today's show of the Takeover. I'm glad you guys tuned in. We had a lot of fun today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, but let us know down in the comments. How do you feel about Caleb Williams winning? How do you feel about the best all-around season award, or whatever the NBA wants to call it? Tap in and let us know in the comments. Don't forget to follow Tycoon Sports Media. Check us out on YouTube, and we'll see you next time.